était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Ah, mais c'est le président. Un pauvre qui vote ou celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Ah, mais c'est le président. À l'Assemblée, il y a un vieux. Vraiment. Au Sénat, il y a un vieux. Wonderful. À la présidence, il y a un vieillard. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux. Des vieux, des vieux. Des jeunes prennent le chemin de la Libye pour devenir des esclaves. Les jeunes prennent la route du désert pour entrer en Europe.
Hi. Good day to the beautiful people of the Cameroons, the beautiful people of British Cameroon, and the beautiful people of La République du Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have come to scrutinize and hold to account one of my professors who taught me in the then Ngwakele Yaoundé University on his 5Chantier Renaissance Nationale. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a party political broadcast by myself, Maître Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Today, I don't can talk about one of my professors for then Yaoundé University. He don't bring out some 5 points we call and say 5 Chantier Renaissance Nationale. I don't know if I could translate it in English. It means 5 Charter of National Renaissance. However, I know the Renaissance took place, which is revival, in the 14th and 16th century in Europe. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will look at those 5 points. And that person, that my lecturer, that my professor, is called Professor Maurice Kamto. I am the leader of British Cameroon National Party. And we are open to talk to people. We want new style politics. I've looked at the 5 points that Professor Maurice Kamto have put in place, and I think it looks like an illusion. It looks like a wishy-washy, a literature, because when you say you want to do something, you have to put that mechanism, how you're going to achieve it. If I say I want to fly, I cannot just tell people that I want to fly. So how? How is it possible? So I want to look at these things. I understand. I have a lot of respect for Professor Maurice Kamto as my lecturer in Ngwakele. But however, this is politics. I expect if you want to be a politician, you should be able to put yourself in public to be scrutinized. Why people like Mr. Maurice Kamto, they are telling you what they're going to do for you. We of British Cameroon National Party, we have a social contract with the people. And we are going to make it that it is binding legally. We don't wait. When we are president, you have gendarmes, you have B, then you say you want to dialogue with people. That's fake dialogue. If I cannot talk with you now, as a civilian, as a commoner, do you think when I become president, I will come and bring dialogue to talk to you? So ladies and gentlemen, let's start by looking at the 5 points of Mr. Maurice Kamto. Kamto talk about institution and politics. He said there's going to be 2 terms, presidential terms in office. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kamto did not talk if it's 4 years. At the moment, it's 7 years. That 7 years in the Cameroon is almost what? Twice, 2 terms in America. America is 8 years. In Cameroon, you have 7 years, so it's almost like 8 years. That's already 2 terms. So Mr. Maurice Kamto cannot come and be talking vague things. He should tell us that they should have 2 terms. However, this is not important. Mr. Biya said the same thing. And in 2011, he changed the constitution. We know that. So that's not important. That is not important. The term of office is not important to me at the moment because we have given our words to people. Mr. Maurice Kamto used to be a minister in Mr. Biya's government. And as things unfold, I will expose them because there are a lot of things that he's talking about to me, which is not really touching at the most important things that we want to know. France is still a colony of the Cameroons. France is still controlling us. He's not talking how he's going to come out from that. However, let me concentrate on his 5 points. Institution and politics. He said, okay, he's going to reduce voting age. Those are not things that people want to hear now. It's not very important. He's going to do what? Give separation of powers. Mr. Kamto have been working with Mr. Biya. He has never talked about separation of power. He should have proposed it to Mr. Biya and let Mr. Biya refuse. Sometimes when you work in a government, you can propose things to your boss, Mr. Biya. Mr. Biya, I want separation of power and let's see the answer. He never did that. And if you go, again, you want to put voting age to 18 years old, he should have proposed that to Mr. Biya. If I'm working with you, I'll propose things to you. Mr. President, what do you think about this? Mr. Kamto never did that. And if you cannot do it when you are in government, because a government is not just the president, the ministers are part of the government. Mr. Kamto is talking about is going to bring an inclusive dialogue. I've seen Mr. Kamto. He doesn't want to talk with other Cameroonians who have different political opinion. So when you become president, is it when you become president, Mr. Kamto, that's when you're going to start talking inclusive dialogue? If you cannot talk with the people of the Cameroons with different political opinion, now that you are a civilian or a leader of a political party, is it when they are going to elect you president that you start talk to them? Why don't you talk with people who have different political opinion? The Constitution of the Cameroon talks about the right of self-determination. There are people in the Cameroons who want self-determination. Article 65. You don't want to talk with them. You don't want to see their flag. You don't want to talk with them. I don't really understand you, Mr. Kamto. You are my professor. You taught me in Wakele. Read Article 65, the Constitution of the Cameroon, that the preamble is part and parcel of the Constitution. So why are you afraid to talk about people who are calling for self-determination? It is their constitutional right. So if you cannot talk to these people, now that you're a leader of an opposition political party, is it when you're president that you want to talk for inclusive dialogue? I don't believe you, Mr. Kamto. Mr. Kamto also said he would take 3 months and resolve the Anglophone problem. Mr. Kamto, when you cannot meet the leaders, Anglophone leaders, including myself, is it when you're going to be Mr. President that you're going to receive us to talk to us? A good political leader, you meet people and talk with them before elections. You don't wait when you're president that you will talk to us. You have the gendarmes with you. You have the B with you. You have the police with you. So if we don't want to talk, we don't agree, you use them on us. So Mr. Kamto, nobody is a fool. So you say you will take 3 months. Tell us the mechanism. How are you going to solve it? You don't even recognize Anglophones. You call us 10 regions. I'm coming there. You don't recognize them. We are not regions, Mr. Kamto. We are ethnicities with 2 countries that came together. In your 5, I don't know what I should call it, if it's manifesto, You never mention anything about this equal status. You still look at us like region. You're still looking at us as Aijo's province, Mr. Bia's region. You don't know that we were a nation. 2 countries came together. You never talk about equal status. How are you going to solve the Anglophone problem, Mr. Kamto, in 3 months? How? We want to see the mechanism. That is why British Cameroon National Party is calling you people for a debate. I want us to have this debate. Let's stand and debate. Mr. Kamto, you know how they do politics in a democratic country. You don't just write letter on a paper and put it on social media. Let's have that debate. Let's debate about your 5 points. Mr. Kamto, I'm inviting you for that debate because I don't believe what you're writing is window dressing exercise. How are you going to solve the Anglophone problem in 3 months? Can we have that debate? Because we have a solution. We believe in equal status. We believe that French institution is going to remain in La République du Cameroun. English institution in British Cameroon. That's our proposal. What is your proposal? How are you going to solve it? We don't believe that federalism can solve the Anglophone problem because you're talking about us as 10 regions. So if you give decentralization, how does it solve it? You're going to decentralize that power to who? In the United Kingdom where I live, decentralization is to the countries, Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, Wales. So in the Cameroons, whether it's decentralization or federalism, why should it be for what regions? We are not region. Region is an administrative unit. We are British Cameroon and you people are La République du Cameroun. Then we have our ethnicity, which we believe we want those ethnicity, they should be autonomous, so no tribe will discriminate against another tribe. Mr. Kamto also talk about that he wants to see an effective independent judiciary. Mr. Kamto, you were working with Mr. Bia. Did you tell Mr. Bia, as Minister Delegate of, is it Justice, did you ever tell Mr. Bia that let's separate power? Did you? Because you have to try something. Let it not work and say, oh, j'avais dit ça à Mr. Bia. Did you? If you were in government, you never tried to have separation of power. Is it now, when you go, you become president, is it then that you are going to do, or what, make an independent judiciary? When you were Minister Delegate in the ruling CPDM government, why did you not do that? Did Mr. Bia refuse you not to make an independent judiciary? I don't know. These are the debate that we want to have, Mr. Maurice Kamto. That's why we of British Cameroon National Party, we are calling you for a debate. Because if we write things, we just write things and just put it there. Nobody scrutinizes it. The reason we need presidential debates is to hold people into account, is to put their manifesto, to test it. Because when you just write something, when they ask you a question, how are you going to achieve these things? How are you going to achieve the Anglophone problem in 3 months? How are you going to achieve an independent judiciary when France controls it, or separation of power? How are you going to do that? You talk about 2 terms of presidential, 2 presidential terms, 2. So is it going to be what? Mr. Bia is serving, I don't know whether it's 1 term or 2 term. 1 term could be 50 years. So when you mean 2 term, how long is that going to be? So you don't say anything. You need to come and debate with us. Let's have that debate so that you'll be able to tell us how you're going to achieve your proposal. The second point Mr. Kamto talk about is education and youth. I'm not sure, he says he's going to create, is it 360 center from non-scholarized, I don't know what that is for, unemployed youths. If that's a direct translation, I'm not sure. He's going to create it. He's going to have additional technical and professional schools. He's going to reform the educational system. He's going to reform the nursery school. He's going to modernize research and laboratory. Ladies and gentlemen, reform means just change things. Since Mr. Bia came to the Cameroons and Aijo, they have been reforming things. So you're not telling us what mechanism are you going to use. I'll tell you what we believe in, especially for our youth. Our policy of British Cameroon National Party, we want apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is a system that somebody can go and work, either with professional or experienced people. That you are being paid and you learn the same time. Because the system in the Cameroons, most of us, we think we have to go to university and have degrees, Mickey Mouse degrees. That is useless. And again, I must make it clear, Mr. Kamto, we of British Cameroon National Party, we believe schools, especially university, they should be autonomous. Politicians should not be meddling in school. We should leave professionals to design their education. And that's why we are calling for 60% apprenticeship, where people will be able to be working with companies, with professionals. They are being paid at the same time, which they can learn their skills. That's our proposal. We don't want to be a nanny state where we impose everything for everybody. We should leave education for professionals, not for politicians. That's our proposal. So we disagree on you when it comes to education for the youth. So we are still inviting you on our platform, Mr. Kamto. Let's have that debate. The third point Mr. Kamto is talking about, talk about modernized research and laboratory. Mr. Kamto, European countries went through industrial revolution more than 100 years ago. Today we are talking about artificial intelligence. We haven't even gone across industrial revolution. Industrial revolution is not about creating industry, as some people might understand in the Cameroon. It means using machines, things that you used to do with your hands. You can use machine and produce a lot of things. So we need that technology. That's what we need to do. You talk about research on laboratory. We are still using Institut Pasteur, something that was founded in France in 1888. So we don't have those things in the Cameroon. So you are not clear. That's just a literature. When you say something, tell us the mechanism. How do you aim to achieve those things? So just writing literature is just a window dressing exercise. It's wishy-washy. Mr. Kamto also talk about production, agriculture, and industry. He wants to do mechanized agriculture. That's what he's saying. And he have to do something I don't understand. Creation during, he said, during Semencier National, with national seat. That's the direct translation. So when it comes to agriculture, I expect somebody like Mr. Kamto to think about places like CDC. We are an exporting country. Why or when are we going to stop exporting our natural resources? Those are the things we should be talking about. Why can't we tell companies, this is our policy, we are going to stop exporting 90% of our products, our timber, our gold, our diamond, banana, you know the rest, cocoa, commodities. We are going to make sure, if we don't have the technology, if we cannot exchange the technology with other countries, we are going to make sure they bring their company and manufacture the things in the Cameroons. By then, our young people will have jobs. We are going to stop it. We are also going to make sure that we create a stock exchange. Our commodity, we are not going to be giving these things to big companies from the West like Glencoe, Savannah Energy, you know the rest, all these transnational corporations. The reason we are poor is because what they call business, the big business, where people make billions and billions of dollars, we give those companies to Pectin, Glencoe. We don't give it to our local people to run it. And if we don't have them, we should import, expert, engineer from abroad. Let them come and train our own people so that we can do our own diamond, gold, and every other thing. That's the only way a country can develop. Mr. Kamto also talk about that's to privatize energy company. We of British Cameroon National Party, we are going to make sure our energy company, our electricity company, our water company is owned by the government. We are going to make sure we are not going to privatize it. We want to run it so that each person in the country, if possible, water and electricity should be free for our citizens. No capitalism when it comes to public utility like water and electricity. These are basic necessity of life. That's where we disagree with you, Mr. Kamto. Mr. Kamto also talk, I don't know the direct translation, he said he's going to create an incubator center in the 10 regions. My concern here is that Mr. Kamto still look at us as if we are regions. I keep on saying, a region is an administrative unit. If you look at all the region, it is not fair because some region, they have more population than another, they are religion. Under what basis? I don't understand if you ask me. How did Mr. Bia or Aijo create that province or region? Based on what? Because you have administrative unit based on population. Mr. Bia South is a region. Under what basis? Some places there are about 3 times the population of South where Mr. Bia comes from. And it's a region. Other places are not region. I want Fako to be a region. Me. Region is just an administrative unit. And to us in British Cameroon National Party, we are going to make sure that we abolish the regions. We'll make sure that all the ethnicities will replace region so that they will be autonomous. And Mr. Kamto did not talk about what formula. He's still talking about this type of centralized form of government. We, under British Cameroon National Party, we are going to make sure that we have something what we have in Britain, they call the Barnett formula. That's how to distribute resources or wealth in the country. So we don't sit and say, Mr. Bia will say, oh, they will construct road in Edea. We will construct. No, we take the national cake and put it together. We'll create a Kwango, like the one in the United Kingdom called Barnett formula, how to distribute wealth. Every part and nooks and crannies in the Cameroons will share that money. And the people, the locals, they will decide what they want. If they want water, they want road, they want airport, they will decide locally. We must stop this nanny state that we think we must tell the people of Boya what they want. The people of Bamenda, Kambe, So, or Mayemel, or Manfe. No, you don't tell people. Give their own resources, give their money. Let the elected locals, they decide on what they want. A president cannot sit and be telling you what to want. We abolish region, or even if we have region, we want to make sure we reflect the custom and tradition of the people. We will recognize all the tribes and make sure that all the tribes are autonomous. That's what we will do. We don't want region, because when you give money to region, maybe you earn in Bamenda, maybe you earn in Boya, Victoria. The people in the interior, in Wum, Kambe, Oshengingo, other places, they don't see that money. So we'll make sure that the money that's meant for the people of Wum is given to them. Their local authority, elected official, they will decide what they want to do with their money. The people in Miami will give the money. The elected local authority there will decide what they want to do with their own money. That's how we want to develop the entire nations, the Cameroons. Not by saying this is economic capital or this is that, there's light here. If the people, they want to make sure they use their budget for that year to have electricity, pipe-borne water, is up to the local people, and they will be accountable to the electorate. So we dismiss the productive part of production or agricultural product or industry of Mr. Maurice Kamto. Again, we are willing to have this debate with you live on television, Mr. Maurice Kamto, anytime when you want. He also talked, number 4 point is what? Social and solidarity. He talked about health and social protection. He said he's going to create hospital, reference hospital in all the regions. There we go again about regions. When you create, example, I'll give my example in the Northwest region. When you have a reference hospital in the Northwest region, so people have to leave Nkambe, Oshe, Wum, other parts of Babanki to come to Northwest region. we are going to give their money or their resources to people in all the nooks and crannies to create their own hospital where they live. Where I live in London, there is a hospital. I can walk. Queen Mary's Hospital near my house. I can walk. Less than 5 minutes. There's Kingston Hospital from my place. I can drive for less than 5 minutes. There's St. George's Hospital from my place. I can drive maybe less than 10 to 15 minutes. There is St. Helier. There is Westminster Hospital near Chelsea Football Club there. I can drive there. It will take me less than 10 minutes. So what this reference hospital is about what? We don't want a nanny state. Give the money to all the locals, the ethnicity, the elected official in that ethnicity. They will decide what hospital they want. That's what we will do. We don't want a nanny state. Family, a country is made up of families, tribes. That's what a country is made of. And people are capable to decide on what they want. So, ladies and gentlemen, we disagree with this idea that it's the government that is going to give reference hospital, and they keep on doing this their thing about region. When the region are unfair, some regions have larger population than others, then they say region. Region is not equal. We are different. We are different ethnicity. We'll give your money. If you want hospital, you want pipe-borne water, you have electricity, your local people will decide on it. It's not the president to decide on those matters. Mr. Kamto also talked about what? Working condition. He said retirement age will be 60 years. Ladies and gentlemen, know that Mr. Kamto is approximately 71 years. He's not yet retired. And I should tell you, Mr. Kamto was my lecturer. He was lecturing in Guaquele University. And he was appointed as a minister. He's still a civil servant. So he has not retired. But he wants to tell us that he wants to be president. Then he will put retirement age at the age of 60. Why have you not retired? Because you are a lecturer, Mr. Kamto. You lecture me in Guaquele. They appointed you a minister, which you're still a civil servant, and you have not retired. Have you retired? And you want other people to retire at 60 when you haven't retired? We don't care about retirement. We need knowledge. Sometimes certain people at certain age, whether you're a journalist, whether you're a lecturer, it's your wisdom that we need. There are certain professions people don't retire, like lawyers, they don't retire because it's wisdom. It's up to you if you want to retire on your own. We need the best brains. We are not going to retire you just for the sake that we want other people to come and work. We are going to make sure that we have a strong private sector. And when it comes to working with the government or university or whatsoever, we have to make sure that we have the best brain. It's not about age that matters, it's the wisdom. He says that maybe university lecturers, they will retire at the age of 65. I doubt he did not do that at the age of 65. But however, my point is, university should be autonomous. The government should not be meddling in university. When universities are autonomous, they can be very, very productive. Because when you look at when I was in university, we're learning Napoleon Bonaparte, French Revolution, welfare, English history. Those are things that government they were forcing those things to us. Today, if I want to talk about French Revolution, I'm sure La République government would not like me to talk about it. But those are the things, my syllabus, French Revolution, the things that La République government is doing. That's why we had a French Revolution. They taught me, that was my syllabus. But if you talk about it today, it's a taboo in the Cameroons. So university will be autonomous. We'll make sure that the state doesn't get involved in university. We'll make sure it be autonomous. It's run by professional and experts. The state have nothing to do with it. Politicians should not be running our university or setting their syllabus. Ladies and gentlemen, the last but not the least, the fifth point. This one, I find it very insulting. It's very insulting, especially to myself personally. Number 5 point that Mr. Kamto is talking about, he talk about diaspora, money, and international partnership. I want to tell Mr. Kamto and a lot of people, they call some of us diaspora. Diasporan is not a nationality. The government of the Cameroons did not send us to the diaspora. People come here on different missions. There are English people in the Cameroons. They don't call them diasporan. There are Americans in the Cameroon. They are not diasporan. Maybe I came to this country. Maybe I want to spend 5 years, 10 years. I'll go back to my country. So that's what I'm talking about. Don't say diasporan as if you don't want us back to our countries. We want to go back to our country. You did not send us here. The current Prime Minister of Canada, he came to work in England. He was the governor of Bank of England. He went back to his country. Today, he's the Prime Minister of Canada. So instead of you to say that you want all the people of the Cameroons who are abroad, the architect, the IT engineers, the lawyers, the medical doctors, the nurses, other fields to come back home. That's what Aijo did. He brought people in. Bia have never done that. Come back home with your experience and let's construct our country. You're saying that you're going to create an agency for diaspora. You're going to make them, they will be represented in all sectors. No. We are going to come and stand and challenge to be MP. That's our country. We are going to come to fight to be president. That's our country. Don't create a sector for us to remain abroad as if you're scared of us. The best brains of the Cameroons are outside today. The people who can reform the Cameroons are outside. You don't put a minister because you want to make minister to be from all region. You take people who are competent, who have the know-how. A minister is not for a region. A minister, if you're a minister for justice, is to make sure that you look at the justice system, if it is fair or not. If you're a minister of whatever, you do that. That's what you do. That's what you do. So don't say you make an agency for diaspora. You make sure that diaspora are represented in all sectors. Then you talk about, you introduce multinationality. Mr. Kamto, I know some of you say there is no dual nationality in the Cameroons. Mr. Kamto, in the English system, look at most Cameroon footballers. They have nationality of other country. It means it's already existing in the Cameroons. You people have what you call penal code. In our own Anglo-Saxon system, we don't have penal code. Penal code comes from France. We have what we call case law, precedent. So if those footballers are playing for Cameroon when they have other nationality, in case law, in common law, in Anglophone system, it means everybody else is entitled to. Mr. Kamto, to me, there's already dual nationality in the Cameroons. If you're a woman from the Cameroons, you go and marry a Nigerian, you have dual nationality. You're Cameroons. You don't lose your ID. And the rules or the current laws of the Cameroons makes it clear that in order for you to lose your nationality of the Cameroons, you must denounce it and it must be registered in the Minister of Justice. So if you don't denounce it, then you go and get another nationality. It means you have dual nationality. So I don't understand. If you people, you read the laws of your own country. I don't understand. I want to understand this, Mr. Kamto, because I really want us to have this debate. When you people just come and write literature and put it in public without anybody holding you or scrutinizing you or face to face, that's not it. We want new style of politics where I can sit in a public domain. They ask me question based on what I'm saying, and I will explain how can I solve this problem. It is very important. Mr. Kamto says he's going to stop France CFA. How are you going to stop it? Tell us. You make a national money. Are you just doing it for campaign? One, if you want to stop France CFA, you have to come out from CEMAC. How will you do it? I want you to know. We of British Cameroon National Party, we don't bother. If you people want to remain, use France CFA. Our policy is equal status. You people inherited certain institution from France. Use your institution from France like ENAM, École Normale Supérieure, France CFA, Gendarmerie. Use it in in French Cameroon. And allow us to use our English institution in English Cameroon. We don't have a Cameroonian value. It doesn't exist. The value we have at the moment, is our custom and tradition, or the inherited culture from France and England. Those are the things we have. There's nothing Cameroonian now at the moment. The Cameroonese that we have is that our custom and tradition for each ethnicity and the inherited culture. You're not talking about you talk about the Anglophone problem. Mr. Kamto, the Anglophone problem is simple. You cannot force your institution to us. And if you want to talk, I am open to talk with you. Other people want self-determination, they are willing to talk to you. The Constitution of Cameroon, Mr. Kamto, go and read it, Article 65. The UN Charter is part and parcel of the Constitution of Cameroon. It talks about self-determination. So if you cannot talk about with people who are following their constitutional right, when you be president, do you think you're going to talk to them? So in order for somebody to be a president, we need trust. And that is why British Cameroon National Party is saying that we need special status. We don't want federalism. We want not special status. I'm mixing up a little bit, sorry. We need equal status. Equal status simply means that we recognize the fact that two countries came together. Both countries had separate political authority, separate population, and separate territory. Just like England and Scotland came together 300 years ago, they are still England and Scotland. So, Mr. Kamto, I'm telling you that you have to stand now and recognize that fact. You are my professor, a law lecturer in Guakele, so you know it. Bibum Jean-Marie was my constitutional law lecturer. You know him. Later, political authority, territory, and a population. So we have two États that came together. So if you want to be honest, let's have that debate. Do you recognize that two states came together? And are you willing that the people of the other state, they are entitled to follow Article 65 of the Constitution of the Cameroon? That's what the right of self-determination. That's what we want to know. So we should not just come and write things on papers and we expect that people will believe literature. To run a country is not about literature. Literature is sometimes fiction, and to run a country is not about fiction. You never talk about this unelected governor. You never talk about the list system whereby they put people on a list. You never talk about the indirect universal suffrage. There are a lot of things that are important, Mr. Kamto. You don't talk about it. You're talking about 2 terms. 2 terms of office is what? Is that basic necessity of life? I expected you to talk about basic necessity of life. As I sit here today, there are a lot of things that our people need. Our country have been destroyed over most of your eyes. You have been watching it. You also talk about cooperation about Nigeria. Mr. Kamto, you sold Bakassi to Nigeria. You have been talking about what you did to Bakassi. I've read the treaty that was signed, the Green Trade Agreement. You, who was pivotal in the Green Trade Agreement, you sold Bakassi, part of British Cameroon, to America. It is clear that the people who are living there in Bakassi, Nigerians made up of more than 70% in Bakassi. You said they cannot change their nationality. Which country on earth We allow foreigners to stay in their country and maintain their own nationality. Then you say they have right for the indigenous right, which means that land belongs to them. They are Nigerians. I have no problem with them. But you are saying Nigerians who are living in Bakassi, they own that right, their ancestral land. It is their land. Then they cannot change their Nigerian nationality. They will remain Nigerian inside British Cameroon territory. Does that make sense? People say, oh, Cameroon successfully, Maurice Kamto, you guys went there, you won the Bakassi case. You did not. There is something in law, which I know, Professor Maurice Kamto, you know. There is something called legal owner and the beneficiary. So the Cameroons is the legal owner of that land, Bakassi. But the Nigerians are the beneficiary. It's just like I can go and buy a house. In the house, when I'm completing the legal document, they can put me, I'm the legal owner, I'm like a trustee. Then I will say my son is the beneficiary. So if the house, tomorrow I want to sell the house, what happens? I'm the legal owner, I will sell it. And the profits of the house will go to my son. So in Bakassi, what you did, we are legal owner. But the beneficiary are the Nigerians living there because they will remain Nigerian. Then the ancestral land rights, they will respect it. So Mr. Kamto, you sold Bakassi to Nigeria. That's what you did. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm still calling on Professor Kamto and all other presidential candidates and other opposition political party. I'm open to debate with them because when we come and make literature, we say things that are illusion, wishy-washy. We just say it and put it on a paper. Come and tell us how you are going to achieve it. Because to say one thing is one thing. I can say I want to fly. How am I going to fly? I don't have wings. How? If I say I'm going to fly by putting something on like a wing on me, then now I've said it. So the things that you are saying, come and talk to us. How is it achievable? Let's scrutinize you and hold you to account. That is democracy. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a party political broadcast by myself, Maître Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge. Have a great day.
Docteur, tout Joseph, professeur à Los Angeles. Comment pouvez-vous nommer un individu à un poste pendant 25 ans? 20 ans, directeur de tap. Vous partagez le pouvoir avec vos familles. Vous partagez le pouvoir avec vos amis. Vous partagez le pays avec vos familles. Vous partagez le pays avec vos familles. Et après quand ils vont voler, vous appelez les alliés, les attraper. Et après quand ils ont